Hi folks, I'm Chuck Black and we're talking about how not to become a good programmer, and the topic for today is don't think visually. Here's what I'm talking about. If I was to ask certain people, and I've done this in interviews many times, to draw me a picture of the software that they are building or have built, then many times what they're going to end up doing is just coming back to the code. And they'll say, oh yeah, there's a server in this code and the server looks like this. It has these routes and we're importing stuff like Flask and Flask RESTX that I'm doing stuff with, and I created these APIs and I have shutdown that I'm handling. I've got some endpoints. Oh yeah, and I have these workers that are going out there and listening for messages and doing some stuff and starting some threads. Oh yeah, and I have some monitors out there, and these monitors actually go out and do stuff. You can see that they're doing stuff right here. And then on and on and on as we talk about the user interface, etc. And they just are able to show code, and that is it. And I'm telling you, people like that are usually not going to get the job if I'm interviewing them, because you need to be able to think visually. Thinking visually helps not only yourself when you're planning what to do, but it helps you to communicate ideas, which is going to be extremely important as you evolve and grow in your job as a software developer. This right here is a picture of the first Quokka implementation that I did, and you can easily see the workers that are doing stuff and the database in which I'm storing stuff, and Quokka running with the database here using Napalm and RabbitMQ, etc. In one picture, I've demonstrated everything that I was trying to lead you through the code with. In this example here, this is a picture that I drew in order to enable me to better describe the difference between lists and dictionaries and how much faster dictionaries are than lists. And here's a picture that I created, actually a sequence of pictures that describe Quokka Prime, which is what we build in 52 weeks of Python. And what we started with was a Flask service and a monitor and a display. And from there, we moved to adding services and devices, storing them inside Flask, having these monitors, having these displays. Then we said, oh, we need to move it out of memory and into a database. So now we have a database. We're doing exactly the same thing. Then we said, oh, we need to add a user interface. And so we added a user interface. Then we said, oh, it'd be nice to be able to add port scan, capture, and trace route. So we have this messaging functionality with a broker and a worker. So I've just described to you in pictures the entire process through which we go in 52 weeks of Python in order to build Quokka Prime. And these pictures serve both as a communication tool for me to you, as well as helping me to understand and to crystallize in my mind what exactly I'm doing as I'm building it. So it is extremely important that you develop the skill to be able to draw stuff out that you're doing. When you're starting, you just have a simple little application. Maybe the picture is very trivial and not that detailed, certainly. But as you grow as a software developer and as a programmer, you're going to need to be able to communicate this, or else you'll be ever stuck in this world where you just end up writing an extra exception clause or something like that. So remember, learn how to visualize things and learn how to draw pictures that communicate concepts. In other words, learn to think visually. Trust me, it will be really useful to your career. Thanks for listening.